The moniker of street level is always confusing for me, but you know what? You liked it last time. You liked when we were talking about street level villains from the Marvel Universe, and you know what? We're gonna talk about it some more. And again, these aren't me giving them the title of street level. This is literally from the Marvel database. These are who is considered street level by Marvel, or at least the general population. So don't blame me if you're mad about it. Blame Marvel, which you should be doing anyway because I'm an individual, they're a corporation. But you know what? That's aside the point. Let's just do it. Okay, had to get the demons out. In at 10, Green Goblin. In his pursuit for ultimate power, Norman Osborn devised a plan to unite all of New York's independent gangs under his leadership, aiming to establish himself as the most formidable gang lord in the city. To assert his dominance and gain notoriety, he targeted Spider-Man as his chosen victim and dispatched two criminals, Scorcher and the Headsman, to eliminate the web-slinger. Their failure, though, led Osborn to adopt a persona reminiscent of a childhood nightmare, transforming into the Green Goblin. However, the chemicals that he used caused the Green Goblin to become a separate entity within Osborn's mind. As Norman's memories resurfaced, the Green Goblin persona sought to dominate him and defeat Spider-Man once and for all, this time employing a bomb filled with gas that nullified the hero's wall-crawling ability. However, Spider-Man outsmarted the Green Goblin again by leading him to a hospital room that had Norman's son, who was suffering from an overdose. Confronted with the dire consequences of his actions, Norman regained his sanity and returned to his normal state, temporarily, but of course, you can't get rid of the Green Goblin. You can't kill what's already dead. In at 9, Dr. Doom. Victor Von Doom, also known as Dr. Doom, is a Latvian politician and the ruler of the Kingdom of Latveria. He conceals his scarred face behind an iron mask and armor, and is renowned for his unparalleled intellect and scientific prowess. Doom is considered one of the brightest minds on Earth. In addition to his scientific abilities, he possesses formidable skills in sorcery, placing him among the most powerful magic users in the universe. So, I mean, with a slight caveat. I'll talk about that in a second. With ambitions of bringing order to humanity through world domination, of course, Doom had clashed with superheroes and cosmic entities alike. He is most notably recognized as the nemesis of Reed Richards and the arch-enemy of the Fantastic Four, which is probably where he's getting the street-level title. And his initial encounter with the team involved capturing Sue Storm and coercing the others to retrieve the mystical stones of Merlin through time travel. He later manipulated Namor into joining forces with him in an attempt to destroy the Fantastic Four, but then, after sacrificing the reanimated body of his first love that he was using as a familiar, Doom gets her skin as his new armor, along with stronger magical powers, which he then uses to neutralize the Fantastic Four. Eventually, though, Reed ends up taunting Doom enough for him to anger the demons that he made a deal with to get the skin armor, which that's actually a thing. He was wearing the skin of his dead lover as armor, and as a consequence of angering those demons, Doom is taken to hell. This is not even a joke. This was an actual story, okay? And you all thought that Iron Man Jr. in the MCU was a weird storyline, okay? At least Peter didn't have to go to hell. Speaking of Spider-Man, in at 8, Mysterio. From a young age, Quentin Beck developed a passion for movies and special effects, fostering a close bond with his cousin Maguire Beck. Quentin's father may not have been successful, but Maguire's father supported Quentin's interests by giving him his first movie camera. With this camera, Quentin began making his own home movies and honing his skills in stop-motion special effects. As he grew older, Quentin became both an accomplished special effects expert and a skilled stuntsman. However, he grew frustrated with the lack of recognition that he was getting for his work. Desperate for fame, Quentin found inspiration when a co-worker jokingly suggested that he use his expertise in special effects to become a costumed villain and take down Spider-Man. The suggestion sparked an idea in Quentin's mind, pushing him down the path of becoming an infamous villain that he had always wanted to be. I have him on this list mostly because I wanted to be a special effects artist. I used to do stop motion videos. I got a camera and I started making really bad effect videos. This is basically me, except my name is not Quentin Beck, and I'm also not currently a supervillain, although I am probably going through my origin story right now. In at 7, Kingpin. The early life of the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, remains shrouded in mystery. He's described himself as an unpopular and overweight child who later dedicated himself to bodybuilding, but that's yet to be really solidly confirmed. Growing up in poverty though, Fisk claims that his father was an addict, and that he committed his first kill at the age of 12. Fisk was driven to excel in everything that he pursued, believing that physical strength was crucial for gaining power in the criminal underworld. He extensively trained in various forms of combat and bodybuilding, focusing on sumo wrestling, and his interest in these things would shape other aspects of his life. Despite limited formal education, Fisk became self-taught, miraculously consuming books on various subjects with a particular fascination for political science. Recognizing the significance of intelligence, Fisk realized that using political techniques could help him organize and lead a criminal enterprise. And by the age of 15, his adeptness at administration and organization earned him the moniker Kingpin of Crime, where at 15, I was trying to remember where I put my phone, for God's sakes. I would not be able to be organized, let alone run a criminal empire, which is why I'm on YouTube and not Wall Street. Ha! And at 6, Rhino. Alexei, also known as Rhino, possesses a powerful armor that permanently was fused with his body. Resembling the hide of a rhinoceros, the scientists Igor and Gregory designed the armor based on a rhino's evolutionary traits for armored assault. Rhino's initial mission was to kidnap astronaut John Jameson, but he later turned on his employers and embarked on his own agenda. Spider-Man realized that Rhino had limitations in changing direction once he started charging, and exploited his lack of intelligence. Using his technical skills and agility, Spider-Man could defeat Rhino on various occasions, but sent him to a specialized correctional hospital where he was kept heavily sedated. Eventually, he ends up getting the skin dissolved, I'm pretty sure. Then he ends up getting the robot one that we also see in the Spider-Man PS4 game, and then in Miles Morales. But still, dude's a freaking Rhino, okay? That you can't really get more than street when you're a Rhino who's dumb and can only run in a straight line after you start charging. You can't really do more than that. You ain't gonna be fighting the Watcher, okay? Sorry, but it's true. Halfway through into number 5, Modok. George Tarleton, also known as Modok, the mental organism designed only for killing, was a technician working for AIM when he was transformed into a human computer by the Scientist Supreme. Yeah, I know, Sorcerer Supreme, Scientist Supreme. Come on, where's the Nachos Supreme? Where's the Fries Supreme? I want to know. I'm hungry, okay? I haven't had breakfast today. Relax. His brain was enlarged to grant him superhuman intellect, but his frail body couldn't handle the massive cranium, leading him to be confined to a life support unit called the Doomsday Chair. This process also bestowed him with psychic powers, fueling his ambition and ego. Modok seized control of AIM and clashed with Captain America when he attempted to rescue Sharon Carter, and in the ensuing battle, AIM turned against Modok and they all tried to escape. He initiated a self-destruct sequence, leaving them with only moments to escape the impending explosion, but a bigger brain doesn't mean that you're smarter. That's not how that works. If your brain gets bigger, you should see a doctor, okay? That's like an aneurysm or a tumor or something. Intelligence isn't the size of your brain. It's the wrinkles, I'm pretty sure. And if you like what we're doing here, also call a doctor. And also like and subscribe. In at 4, Red Skull. Upon becoming inspired by the Bellboy's loyalty, you're gonna censor it anyway, might as well say it fun, decided to mold him into the ideal German soldier and his right-hand man. Eager to comply with his superior's wishes, the bellboy, Johann Schmidt, accepted the offer. Initially, his leader subordinates attempted to train Schmidt as a regular soldier, which enraged his, let's call him his dad, even though he's not his dad, but I mean, I could say it, but people here don't want me to say it. Let's just say dad. That enraged his dad, which had a different vision in mind. Taking matters into his own hands, his dad personally oversaw Schmidt's training, providing him with a lifelike Red Skull-esque mask and calling him the Red Skull. The Red Skull became solely accountable to his dad and embarked on various missions that involved spreading terror, particularly in the United States before its entry into World War II. To counter the Red Skull's actions, the United States government created the persona of Captain America, who would become the Red Skull's main adversary in their ongoing conflict. But I think you know who I'm talking about when I say Dad. Getting close to the end of number 3, Taskmaster. Tony Masters possesses the unique ability to replicate any observed movement, allowing him to learn various skills rapidly throughout his life. As a child, he quickly mimicked actions such as diving and mastering sports techniques that he was seeing on TV, and therefore joined S.H.I.E.L.D. as an adult. Tony's life took a turn though when he encountered a dying scientist who provided him with a syringe containing a German soldier's version of the super soldier serum that Captain America had. Injecting himself with the serum, Tony gained additional powers but suffered memory loss as his new abilities overwrote his personal recollections. His wife and partner, Mercedes Masters, devised a system to control and guide him as Taskmaster, utilizing muscle memory and reflexive tasks. Mercedes also kind of served as his handler, helping him to stay focused despite his continually changing memory. Taskmaster's past with S.H.I.E.L.D. and his personal connections, including his relationship with Mercedes, become a distant to him, and his new persona kind of took precedence, which is why he becomes evil. But also, being able to look at someone and recreate their abilities or whatever would be so freaking sick. I mean, I would probably also end up using it for evil, but I mean, come on. That would be great. But ultimately, in number 2, Ultron. Ultron is just, he's a dude, and like, or he's not a dude, he's a robot, but like, he's just a robot dude who doesn't really do much more. I mean, he definitely can, but he was still listed on the wiki as a street level, so there you go, okay? You know the story of Ultron. We're not gonna talk about the one that fights the Watcher after gaining all the Infinity Stones, because that's definitely not street level. But hey, normal Ultron, yeah, that's pretty street level. Not Allmaker Ultron, I'm pretty sure that's one of his names. None of those, okay? Just the normal Ultron that was like corrupt Jarvis, that's street level. And you know what? He probably was just made out of a lamppost. And finally, in number 1, Carnage. Same reasons as Venom, kind of. I mean, like the fact that he's not really trying to destroy literally the galaxy is probably why he's considered to be a street level, despite also technically coming from space, because he's the spawn of Venom. But also he merged with Cletus Cassidy, who was a serial killer. So yeah, after doing that, you're not really gonna want to do much else other than just kill people. So yeah, that's kind of it. A symbiote bonded with a psychopath who just wants to harm Earth, so you're not really gonna get much higher than the streets that you are literally turning red. That's about it. And if you like this video, seek help. And also, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Click the video that's popping up. I did this in the wrong order. I've been sick. Leave me alone. It's fine. It's fine.